What is up, guys? We are here with the Final 9 coverage of the 41st Annual Norman Pro-Am. We have some herd golf going on here.
Yeah, we do.
My name is Gabriel Dow, and I'm here with Bobby Cox.
How's it going, everyone?
We have a 7-man card for you today.
That's a lot.
We've got Coda Hatfield. He is ahead of the entire field here by 8 strokes. Emerson is sitting at 13 under par. We got Alex Savage at 12 under par, and then we've got a four-way tie for fourth.
Yep.
Between Randy Forsander, Clayton Lawson, GT Hancock, and
Daniel Stacey.
So, hole 1 for this final 9 is actually kind of a safari hole. You are playing from the drop zone of hole 16. You're really just trying to lay up near the pin that they threw on for the tournament for 16, and then just laying up for 3. We might see Coda go big since he's got so many strokes on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, might as well.
Yeah, and the basket is actually going to be where Bobby was standing there. They had moved it before we got the drone footage in, so.
Yeah, but even just like laying up on this hole is pretty sketchy as well.
Yeah, with the water on the left side, really just want to keep it nice and right.
And Coda is going to find the drink.
Yeah.
First hole on this final 9.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's too stressed about it.
No, there's no drop zone here. He'll play it from where it went out, and that's an easy pitch up from there.
Here we got Emerson Keith. Really just has some struggles on this final round.
The last 4 holes.
Last
really.
4 holes, yeah.
I mean, his putting wasn't the greatest, but I mean, those last 4 holes really got him.
Yeah.
And he is going to find the pond as well. He'll be laying up for par from there.
Here we got Alex Savage back on the coverage from round 1. Played really well. It's just a lot of other people played well too. So.
Yeah. But that's a nice shot from Alex. Nice and safe. Kept it nice and high and left. And he's going to be in a decent position for his second shot. We got Randy.
Looked like the headwind kind of turned it over a little bit, and he's going to be in the rough over there.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough spot. Hopefully he's not too far in there. Here's Clayton. This looks like a nice, safe shot.
Yeah, keep it nice and low.
Oh, yeah. And that's an easy pitch up for the 3 there. We got GT Hancock.
And I did not see this line at all before they started throwing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like a total shank, or I don't know what he was doing, but there is a little gap over there just right of the trees.
Yeah,
and
it's a nice landing.
It's pretty open, yeah.
Yeah. Leaves you with a nice little touchy forehand approach.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you have the power to get it to that spot.
Yep. And Daniel throwing a similar line to GT, and he's going to have an open look as well.
Yeah, and Randy, I mean, he's had like no room for motion there. He's had to kind of do like a little half throw and just turned it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And this is going straight to the pond.
Yeah.
And he is going to be playing for 4. Great shot by Alex, though. Should be able to make the birdie from there. Whew. GT scaring the basket behind there. Almost dunked it.
It's a scary green to be aggressive on with that drop off behind too.
Yeah.
Really, this entire hole is just full of danger.
Mm-hmm. And Clayton's going to have a long putt. This is Coda from where he went out of bounds.
Got a nice little gallery back there.
And that'll work. He'll be tapping in the 4 from there. And Emerson kind of left that one short.
Yeah, kind of.
He's going to have a little bit of a tester putt, and that's scary as well. Like you said, with that drop off behind the basket, that's not where you want to be putting from.
And Randy just wants a good lie at this point.
Yeah. He actually had a little bit of a line there on the right side.
Yeah, he was telling me after the 3rd round that really the whole tournament, he was just such bad spots. He couldn't hardly be aggressive at all.
Yeah,
so
right.
He left a lot of strokes out there. But he did shoot the hot round, 3rd round, to get on this final 9.
Shot a 48 out here.
He was on like the 4th card too, wasn't he?
Going into the all the way back up from either 3rd or 4th card.
Yeah. Yeah, we played with Randy a lot in Tulsa, and he's a bad man. He can drive it like no one else.
Yeah, his backhand is clutch.
Yeah.
It is something else.
Here's Alex for birdie.
Alex moves to 13 under par. He's now tied with Emerson for second.
Yeah.
Getting
just
stroke
like that.
on him.
Yep.
Yeah, this is more of like a fun round for Coda.
Yeah.
A fun little 9 for Coda because he got so many strokes. Obviously, he can't like afford to make huge mistakes, but.
And Coda's usually known for like the final 9 guy. Like if you're going into the final 9 with Coda Hatfield on the card, watch out because he likes that pressure. He likes the spectators and he thrives in it.
Yeah. Hole 2, this is a par 4. It is 429 feet. This is actually hole 10 on the actual course. So as you can see, the pond plays on the left side. Most of these guys are going to be opting for the big flex shot over top, or we've seen Alex Savage throw the forehand around the left side over the pond, which is ideal as well. You really just want to get to the top of this hill to give yourself a look for your second shot.
Yeah, that forehand play is not for everyone. It takes a ton of power, which Alex fortunately has.
Yeah. And he's going to be on that left side. He might be a little bit pinched off, but he should have a look from there.
Yeah, he's like right on that tree line, so he's not quite in a horrible spot, but it's not going to be comfortable.
No. And GT's going to be on that right side. He might have to throw an overhand to get up to the basket, unless he's got a little forehand line. Yeah,
it's actually pretty common doing that. If you just get up in that open area on the hill, I mean, you have tons of room to go to the top, and there's so many small trees down by the green where, I mean, you might as well.
Yeah. And Coda catches that middle tree, which is totally fine. Leaves you with a nice open upshot. Emerson taking that over the top shot as well. Looks like it's flexing out a little too soon, but he finds that tree in the middle.
Yeah,
Coda, and
that tree just kind of directs everything back to the middle of the fairway. It seems like.
Right. It's gonna be Randy. He couldn't quite get through that tree. I'm sure he wanted that one a lot higher, and that's actually going to be a pretty tricky spot down by the creek. It's depending on where he's at, it might be a blind shot, so we will see. Clayton looks like he's going to find that middle tree as well. Or no.
Oh, he actually missed it.
He's going to be on the left side, and that's a pretty nice look.
Yeah, being on that left side, there are like a couple more gaps to hit opposed to the right, but I mean, either way, you should be able to get up and down from there.
Yeah.
Daniel with a slip off the tee, and he threw that straight into the water.
Oh, really? It went in the water?
Went in the water.
Wow.
So this is first 3.
Opting for that over-the-top thumber. And executed perfectly.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good par save.
That's awesome.
Looks like Randy has a good line to the basket. A couple trees in the way, but
just finds the branch there, and it's going to be a long putt for his par save.
And this is where Alex thrived the entire tournament, it seemed like. Just his scramble game, those little touch forehand ante shots have just been so accurate, so pinpoint.
Good with those. And here's Clayton going with an over-the-top shot as well, putting it right next to the basket. Him and Alex both will be tapping in the birdies. Emerson tapping in the birdie as well.
Oh no.
And Coda left that a little bit short. He's going to have a little tester putt for his birdie. And that is parked.
Yeah, that's really nice. And Randy really has no clear line of the basket there. Too low ceiling and just kind of lay up.
Yep.
Here is Coda for birdie.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaking it in there.
Just on that left side. That'll move him to 22 under par. And Randy with the par save. That'll keep him at 10. Alex tapping in the birdie. We'll move him to 14.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Starting off hot.
Yep. Daniel with a nice par save after the OB off the tee. Emerson with a nice birdie as well. Him and Alex will remain tied going into the next hole for second. And this is hole 3. It is a par 3, 215 feet. You have a Mando on the left and the right, but not one over top, so the thumber or tomahawk line is there. You can also throw a putter or mid-range just dead straight. You just want it to carry as straight as possible. And I mean, you can really play these trees above the basket. If you just throw it nice and straight and hit some of the limbs right above the basket, you're going to be inside the circle.
Yeah, first priority, getting through this gap.
Yeah.
And even though that was kind of a shank job by Alex, keeping it super low, it's still fine for the par.
And GT just pulling that one right, and he's going to be in a tricky spot down there. Coda's been opting for this thumber and has been executing it perfectly all tournament. Let's see if he can do it again. Oh. Yep.
Yeah, I say he did it.
That's perfect.
That's like the farthest he's been on this hole, and he's like 20 feet out.
Right. Emerson going for the forehand gap. Last round we saw him throw the tomahawk, but that one works out just fine. He's going to be on that left side. He'll have a circle's edge putt.
And yeah, it might be going down the hill. Yep.
Oh man, and he caught that skip, and hopefully that didn't skip too far.
Yes.
But he's just going to be laying up for 3.
Yeah, it's so hard to find a lane through there on that left side.
Yeah.
There's too many small trees.
Here's Randy throwing out. I'm guessing that's either a rock or his
I think that was
ABR 3.
I think that was his actual the new Pony Bet Buzz. He started bagging one of those, and that's what that was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know he started bagging those.
Yep.
And Daniel following GT there. I don't think he went in the water, but this is a really nice upshot.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice. And that'll par.
We got GT from the exact same spot.
And that'll par as well.
Yeah, hopefully
he might have that tree in the way.
Exactly. Hopefully that's not too much in the way.
Alex, I'm sure, is just pitching this one up.
I don't know. He's a showman.
It looked like he might have.
I think he might have been trying to,
got a little wind drop,
trying to wake the crowd up a little bit.
Yeah, and GT, that tree was just enough in his way, and clipped the disc. He's gonna have to settle for bogey.
And even Randy doesn't really have a putt. He has to ante around that tree, which is like right in front of the basket.
Yeah, that's such a hard putt.
It's just hard to get your disc to move that much from that close, you know, because it needs that spin to get the movement. But if you do it too hard, it's just gonna go way past.
Yeah. And Emerson with the right side miss there. He's gonna be a little bit deep. Hopefully, didn't go too far. Daniel unable to save par.
Wow.
Emerson was straight doing the splits there.
Yeah. And he's going to be taking a bogey, and he was only about, what, 30 to 35 feet out off his drive?
Coda just keeping the train rolling. Oh, and
so
it was OB.
I think him
he missed the Mando. Did he miss the Mando?
It was either that or him and GT both in the water. Because, I mean, oftentimes it does kick straight back off those trees and just drop right in.
Man, that's unfortunate. GT with the double bogey as well. Alex taking the par there. He is not too disappointed there. Hole 4, this is a par 3. It is 270 feet. As you can see, the pond carries all along the left side. Most of these guys are going to be opting for the big knife hyzer. Just keep it nice and high, spike it next to the basket. Really, the thing there is going to be distance control.
Exactly.
And then the forehand play is also there if you're more comfortable with that. Just kind of crash it into that hill.
Yeah, and you really don't want to be more than about 30 feet from this basket because it is a terrifying run from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, if you can be pin high, that's ideal.
Left to right, yeah. If you go deep.
If you go deep, it's a scary putt. We saw Steve last round just soar it straight into the pond.
Yeah, it took a little air bump and it just was gone.
Yeah.
That was a really nice forehand from Alex. It looks a little sawed off.
Yeah, it looks really sawed off. It's really high and
stays in by a hair.
Yep. Just barely. I don't think they saw that from the tee pad.
Yeah, they he ended up throwing a provisional, but obviously they didn't have to take it. So
yeah. Randy with a nice shot there. Should be close enough to make the birdie.
Mm-hmm. Emerson going with the more direct route.
Yeah, he did that last round as well. And that's fading out a little bit on him, but that's a makeable putt. It's still a very scary putt, though.
Yeah, and it's usually pretty gusty on this hole, too, so you're really set up for failure.
GT taking that over the top shot, and this is looking nice. Yeah, he's going to be pin high on that right side, and that's not quite as scary as a putt as some of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, with all the flooding and... Oh, no.
Daniel just finds that tree. Didn't quite get the height on it that he wanted. So he is playing from the drop zone there, and we'll have to tap in for 4.
Yeah, with all the flooding and tornadoes that's been going on in Oklahoma, it was really nice getting out here and just having some fun for a little bit, you know?
Some nice weather.
Kind of just taking a break from all the stress.
GT with a nice birdie that'll move him to 11 under par. This is Emerson for the birdie. And
that was smart getting on the knee, getting eye level with the basket.
Yep.
Keeping that nose nice and flat.
And Daniel with the unfortunate bogey that'll move him to 6 under par. This is Randy for the birdie.
Oh no.
Just a little bit too high there.
Coda's 3 down through 4.
I'm sure he was thinking in his head, don't hit the cage.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I'm thinking on those downhill putts.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Don't hit the cage. Just throw it high enough, and then next thing you know, you soar it on top of the cage, or you just hit the band like Randy did.
Yeah, putting is just such a mental battle.
Yeah, it is. Hole 5, this is a par 4. It is 495 feet. As you can see, you have 2 gaps to choose from. The more risk-reward shot is going to be on this left side, carrying over the pond. It's a lefty backhand or a forehand hyzer flip or hyzer flick, and then there is also the straight gap on the right side. But the right side, you really just want to have a fairway or mid-range that just carries as straight as possible, because you really don't want to be on that left side. It's awful over there. We've seen guys take 4s, 5s, and 6s on that left side. So
yeah, there's just too many like skinny trees that are scattered randomly. Like there's no clear gap on that left side.
Yeah. And Coda's riding the fence there.
And that's actually inbounds. So there's like a little gap between those 2 fences where discs sometimes go, like his, but that is inbounds. He'll be taking relief from behind.
Alex has been taking this forehand, and that is
inbounds. It actually, it's stuck right into the mud and was about 2 inches from going OB.
That is a fortunate break. And we're saying he's been going for this over the top shot.
Oh, that's looking really nice.
That is crushed. He was going for the pin on that one.
Oh my god. It might be in a tricky spot, but that's way down there.
It's way down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a very tricky spot.
GT looks like he's lining up this right side gap. And that needs to sit before it gets too far left. And he is going to be in a tricky spot on that left side.
Yeah, he might have room to squeeze a hyzer on that right side, but we'll have to see.
Clayton.
Fortunate kick.
Stays inbounds and ends up in a really nice position.
Yeah, it's like the best spot of all of them.
Yeah.
And Randy really good at these just very straight, demanding shots.
Yeah. And that's going to be in a nice position as well.
Daniel's just going for the turnovers, just straight turnover over the water. Insanely sketchy shot. I don't know what made him do that, but
it worked out perfectly.
It worked out great.
Yeah, that's Gonna be in an awesome spot for his second shot. It's Coda from the relief. He gets a nice amount of slide, but he still has some work left.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he even got that much of a slide, because we've seen so many dishes just stick on that mud.
Yeah. Alex, oh.
Wow. That was going OB over the fence.
It went from OB to catching that limb and being parked.
Yeah,
that was perfect.
He needs to thank this hole.
Yeah. Randy with a nice shot. He might have some trees in his way on his putt.
Yeah, and Clayton's just left the standard hyzer prime position.
He is parked. He'll be tapping in the birdie. This is GT from that left side.
I mean, he might as well just close his eyes and throw it.
Yeah, he got all the way through there, and he's going to have a nice little downhill putt for his birdie. Daniel with a decent shot. I'm sure he wanted to cut that one a little bit tighter.
And yeah, Emerson was so far up there. I mean, he hit a tree, but he's still, 20, 25 feet out.
Yeah. And Coda just barely am side there. This is GT for the 2. For the birdie.
Yeah, for the birdie.
Yeah. Just barely. Daniel makes the birdie.
It's so weird seeing 7 guys play at a time right here.
Right. I'm not used to these graphics at the bottom.
Yeah, the graphics are, yeah.
Stacked.
Here's Emerson for 3. Well done.
Getting the birdie. That'll move him to 15 under par. And Alex getting the birdie as well. He's holding that one-stroke lead for the outright second over Emerson.
And I know that you already mentioned this throughout the tournament, but Alex is just playing so good this year.
Yeah.
He won the AM tournament last weekend, put him on the feature card first round, and fought all the way back to Final 9.
Yeah.
It's just really impressive stuff.
Yeah. Hole 6, this is a par 3. It is 348 feet. Initially off the tee, there's a little slight uphill for the first, I'd say, 60 feet. You really just kind of want to match the angle of the ground and try and throw it nice and flat. And really can't afford to have something hyzer up too soon.
No.
Because there's some nasty rough on that left side. So you ideally want to get a little bit of turn. Here we have Alex throwing a little bit more of an ante line.
Oh, and it came back too, so it got the skip.
Wow.
That's the best shot I've seen on this hole.
Yeah, same here. He's going to have a drop-in birdie from there.
Yeah, I know some people like to kind of get it up higher and really play the turn and have it come back at the end, but this low direct route is just so good.
Yeah. Emerson, there was some tall grass underneath that tree that kind of slowed his disc down. He's going to be parked as well.
Yeah, but that's still a great shot.
Yeah.
In a good spot as well.
And Clayton just threw that one too low. That hill really gets in your head.
That's like the biggest mess up on this hole.
Yeah.
Is just throwing it right into that hill. Because if you get it a little bit too high, it's going to fade which is way early, and you're not even going to have a chance for a birdie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Randy getting it all the way down there. He's going to be at the bottom of the hill, left with about a 45-foot, maybe 50-foot putt. And Daniel is going to be up on the hill on that right side. It's a scary putt, most likely just going to be laying up. Or just running it, because he really has nothing to lose here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of Final Nines, is if you're like the last person and you shoot the worst, you're not going to lose any more spots than the people that didn't make the Final Nine.
Yeah,
so you're secured that 7th spot at least.
Yeah. GT. This is looking really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He is going to be a little bit short, but he's got a pretty easy look for his 2. This is Clayton.
That just didn't swing in time.
Yeah, he found that tree on the right side. It looks like it kind of popped out. He might have
be able
somewhat
to
of a
straddle
look.
from there.
Yeah. And it looked like he just pitched out. Coda just laying up. This is Randy for the 2.
Perfectly on line, just not quite the power.
Just a tad bit too low. Oh, sit down. That's not the roll away you want.
Yeah, was Billy that had a roll like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His was way worse though.
Yeah.
It just caught edge and rolled all the way into the bushes down the hill.
And Emerson's having some putting issues right now.
Yeah. GT with a nice birdie. That'll move him to 12 under par. Emerson's got a long comeback.
I know, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Is.
Making it really difficult for himself. Putting a lot of pressure on, and yeah, it's going to be a bogey.
Yep. He is going to be losing 2 strokes to Alex here for outright second.
Oh, no.
Clayton with the right side miss. Daniel makes good for par. We got Clayton tapping in the double bogey.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate. That'll move him to 10 under par. Alex with a
Park job.
Money shot, and he is now 17 under par. Emerson will be tapping in the birdie, moving him to 14 under par. So Alex has got a 3-stroke lead going into the last 3 holes.
I think he's feeling pretty good about himself, yeah.
Hole 7, this is a par 3. It is 390 feet. This is one of the harder bonus birdies out here at Lions Park. As you can see, there's this tight gap that you have to hit initially. And, I mean, really, these guys are just trying to hit this gap and clear it. They're not really playing for the 2. You're just clearing the gap, pitching up, and taking your 3. We did see Nick Papineau take the
dumbest line of all time.
Which was insane, and ended up 2-ing it with that, but not everybody can throw that.
Yeah, well, and the hard thing about this gap is, like, even if you do make it, it's super easy to just hyzer into those trees, kind of like how Alex is doing, although I would take that 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, that is an awesome drive. He just nutted that.
Yeah, no one ever goes past the basket on this hole, but he just did. And that's actually going to be an okay spot. He'll just have a standard upshot from there. Yeah, keeping your disc straight the whole way is just really difficult in this one.
It's looking like a really nice shot from Randy. That slides up there, and he's got a long look for his 2. And Daniel's just turned that one over. He's going to be right there next to GT. And Coda has released this one a little early, but it squeaks through and turns into an awesome shot.
That was going to be disaster.
Emerson taking the low route this time. Last round he was trying to throw a big flex shot, which the gap is so small there.
Yeah, it's just
ended up short.
It's got to be like the perfect angle to even have a putt at it. This is looking really nice. Oh, yeah, he's about 40, probably, no, like 30, 35.
This is GT's upshot. This is looking like it's going a little long, and he's going to be back there behind Alex's disc. That's going to be a tricky spot to save his par. Is Daniel throwing out a similar line? Looks a lot better though.
Oh yeah,
that is right next to the basket.
I was not expecting him to throw a big spike hyzer. I didn't think he had room there for it. I thought he was going just like a direct straight shot at it.
Right.
Emerson, of course, gonna give this a run.
Good bid, just a little bit too low. Here is Randy. Be able to tap in par from there. This is Coda for the 2. And just a little bit too right. Clayton for the lone 2 on the card.
Let's go. Such a good 2. Watch Coda in the back. Always supporting his buds.
Oh yeah, that is a fantastic birdie from Clayton.
Yeah, and that was GT tossing out from down there by the water.
Alex just laying up, apparently.
Yeah, I think that was just kind of a miss putt.
Yeah, it was.
Coda's going to be tapping in for a bogey after that missed 15, 20-footer.
Doesn't matter for him, though, because he's got a lot of strokes going into these last 2 holes, or 3 holes.
He's got 10 of them. It's a lot.
And one more huge shout out to D-Mart for sponsoring the coverage. They've got a great disc golf store out in OKC. If you guys are in need of some discs, they have a huge selection there.
Yeah, massive selection.
Yeah, be sure to check them out. Hole 8, this is a par 3, 387 feet. This was the hole that this hole is the bane of Emerson's existence in this tournament.
I'm still cringing from that.
Yeah, that was not fun to see. But this is really just a big spike hyzer. We saw Coda play safe all 3 rounds, or both rounds, and he's basically playing to the pin on the right and just pitching up for 3, which is smart.
Yeah, and if you go with that forehand, you have got to hit the front of the hill just like Alex did, or else it's skipping straight into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even really with the backhand hyzer also.
Randy, this is looking like a really nice shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's only going to be about 20 feet from there.
It's just so, like, rewarding whenever you land up there and you know you're safe.
Yeah.
Emerson.
This is Daniel. Spiking one in there.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, it clears it just barely, but
it's kind of a scary
nice
putt.
Look. Emerson.
GT and then Coda.
Put this one out nice and high. This needs to sit down. Oh yeah, and it sits down right next to the basket.
Yeah, great adjustment from round 3, which is only about an hour and a half before this.
And GT with the great drive as well. Final 9 card making light work of this hole.
Right. I feel like we got blessed all tournament with, you know, the players on our cards that we filmed just absolutely playing this hole perfectly.
Yeah. And Coda playing that safe play. He'll just be pitching up for the 3.
Boo.
Yeah. He's got the strokes to ace.
There's no need for that. That's why he's one of the best. He sticks to his game plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Clayton's starting to get on a heater with the putter.
Yeah. There's actually a pin at the point of the island, too, or a pin placement there.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying that Clayton would have aced it like 100% because of how it landed.
Right.
But
what? That just makes it so much harder, even though it's only moved over like 10 feet.
Yeah, right.
Randy misses birdie putt, but he sticks the par one.
This is Alex.
Man, he is just crushing this final 9.
Yeah.
6 down.
He is killing everyone right now.
Yeah.
Daniel with an unfortunate bogey. Like you said, that putt is so scary, and Daniel knows why.
And sometimes, like, when you know there's water there, like, your aim just gets so much worse. Even though it needs to get way better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Coda going par on this whole all tournament. Not bad at all. Emerson.
Not mad at this hole, but probably the holes before.
Yeah. And we are on to the last hole of the final 9. This is hole 18 out here on Lions. There is a Mando on the left side, so you do have to keep right. Most of these guys are just going to be throwing a fairway or distance driver, trying to get it to flip up flat, maybe get a slight bit of flex out of it to get that max distance up to the basket. I mean,
well, like the way that the tunnel plays right here, it kind of forces you to throw like a slight anti flex shot.
Yeah.
There's really no room to go hyzer flip.
Yeah. It's basically hole 1, but tighter initial tunnel and longer hole.
Yeah, and Clayton got like all the way up there. So he's gonna be about 30 feet for his birdie.
Alex has just turned that one over.
I think he's just happy he made the gap.
Yeah, he'll be pitching up for the 3. Emerson just barely clears the gap. And he's going to be about pin high on that left side, maybe a little bit short. GT just finding that tree on the left side, but he kicks out and he'll be able to pitch up for his 30 most likely.
Oh, yeah.
This is a piped shot from Randy.
Man, if that was just like a little bit higher, that was just going to curl around the pole probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so hard getting the height to get all the way up there.
Yeah, because it's low ceiling and...
Plays slightly uphill.
Yeah.
Go.
And Daniel gets a fortunate squeak out there. That is going to be well short of the basket. He's going to have a long look for his par save. This is GT laying up for his par, and that'll work.
Sink it.
Alex got a little bit more distance on his drive than I thought. And that'll work as well. He'll be tapping in the par. Coda giving it a run. Oh,
and he'll start.
He wanted that one.
Starting to walk it in too.
Yeah. Daniel just a little bit too high on the 3 save. This is Emerson for his 2. And just a little bit too high on that one.
Yeah, he's had putting struggles on this hole quite a bit.
Yeah. Clayton with a nice birdie there to end the final 9. And I think he gets outright 3rd after, or 4th.
Randy with a nice birdie there. Good way to end the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he really didn't think he was going to be able to climb all the way back to this final 9, but I believed in him.
Yeah, he had his doubts before the round.
But like he's known for just like occasionally just throwing out like a 1080 round. Just like, what?
Yeah. Alex with a good par save there. Shooting a 6 under par for the final 9. That is awesome.
He's got a lot of promise in this sport, that's for sure.
Yeah. Emerson Keith tapping it in. And our champion, Coda Hatfield, 11-time Norman Pro-Am champion and his 125th PDGA sanctioned win.
Jeez.
That is phenomenal.
Absurd. Yeah.
So happy for Coda. Great win. Played solid golf all weekend. And big shout out to Alex Savage as well, coming off the advanced win during the AIM weekend last weekend, making the feature card and getting outright second in Open, coming off that. I mean, how often do you see that whenever other tournaments do that?
I don't know,
the AIM player that won to be on the feature card ends up placing in the top 3 in Open. That is insane.
And I believe he took that cash, so this guy is officially an Open player now.
He is officially a pro. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the coverage, and we'll see you next round.
Yeah, if you guys want to like and subscribe, help us out a lot. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys for the next tournament.